are damp.
It's a little moist. I know everybody hates that word. Yeah, see? Cringe.
So, John, are you ready for the next monkey movie?
Yeah, dude. I am so ready for Rampage. That's gonna be awesome.
I'm not talking about Rampage.
What movie are you talking about?
Talking about Congo. We're doing Congo, John. John, we're doing Congo. John, we're doing Congo, John. It's happening. It's happening. We're doing Congo.
On a camera mark.
B camera mark.
Quiet, please.
Here we go, and action.
Activate the remote.
In the race for the world's most advanced communications technology, a shocking discovery has been made.
What was that?
Lock your remote. Give me a thermal reading result to 6-6.
This is an amazing action-adventure movie that everyone in the world should see, that has amazing puppets. It has great moments, great characters, amazing performances, and it's really fun and enjoyable.
Congo is a Jurassic Park knockoff with gorillas.
It will take two young scientists into the heart of the African jungle, where a secret hidden for 2,000 years holds the key to the future.
I'm Mike.
And I'm John.
And today we're going to be reviewing Congo, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
And not one of my favorite movies of all time.
This is the best high-budget B-movie, I think, in existence. This is Frank Marshall's last foray into directing, and now he's just a producer. He directed the film.
So poor guy, like, he lived basically with Steven Spielberg the whole way through, and Kathleen Kennedy, who he's married to.
Yeah, she's a producer on this.
Exactly. So you have this guy who has watched one of the greatest directors ever just do his thing for 20 years. And he's like, I can do that too. I've got Steve here, he's producing my film. I got Kathleen, what can go wrong?
I got Stan Winston, who's going to do our, creatures.
I've got ILM doing my CGI.
It's become a theme at ILM. If it's never been done before, that's why they come here. They expect us to do something that hasn't been done before.
Nothing could go wrong with this movie. It's got everything that it should have, in a big budget, but it just didn't really resonate.
I just wish it had a little more heart. I felt like it was just, Frank Marshall just went by the numbers. He was like, okay, we got a scene, we get it done, shot by shot by shot by shot. And then you had the actors, a couple of them, try as hard as they could to like enhance it, and it just never got there unless you're Tim Curry. Okay, it has moments, just like every movie. Every movie has a moment, right? So
it has great moments. It has great cheesy B-movie moments.
Yeah, and here's the thing that bothers me about the movie. So when I think like a movie that's so bad that it's good, I think of a movie that, like Batman and Robin. Like, every single decision was the wrong decision. And then you have Congo, where it doesn't know whether it wants to be a thriller or an action movie. A guy who thinks he's Steven Spielberg, trying to be Jurassic Park.
It's trying to get there, but it really just doesn't.
Well, let's get to the source material. Have you ever read the book?
I haven't, no. But it's based on a Michael Crichton book, right?
Yes, and everything he does is about thrills. Things that scare you, bump in the night type stuff. And Spielberg really handled that well with Jurassic Park. The opening of the doors with the dinosaurs, they figured things out.
That kitchen scene running through with the velociraptors.
Incredible. And the tone of this movie was too shifty.
I'd call it an action-adventure movie.
Okay.
I think it's, sort of in the same vein as like a Kong Skull Island. One of those like journey into the jungle type movies where things are going to happen and you have to deal with it. The environment is an aspect of it. There's lost tribes. There's animals. My goal by the end of this is to get you to like this movie.
You're going to have to convince me. And you're going to start from the beginning.
Something's coming at you, and scream!
Bruce Campbell has a quick, nice cameo right at the beginning of the film. It really shows off his acting chops, which is basically him screaming. was looking for diamonds.
It was the perfect shape.
He was looking for the
diamond
perfect diamond for this technology, this laser technology.
Blue Diamond Illuvia.
That was going to put this telecom communications company on the map, or like at least keep them going for the next, however many years.
He was originally testing out to be Peter, the...
He should have been.
He
totally should have been.
They said no, and then they wanted to throw a role at him anyway because they felt bad, and they gave him the eyeball man.
Peter is played by actor McGuyface. You don't really remember what he looks like. He's so
name?
Bland.
What's his name?
I don't know.
I don't really know his name.
He was in Nip Tuck, I think.
Oh.
But he's no action star either. Like this movie. He's supposed to be a scientist. I think he's supposed to be sort of everymanish and supposed to be like the audience. He has to get things explained to him and things like that. But he's supposed to be our protagonist too. And the movie starts out and you learn about him and his gorilla, Amy.
Amy wants green drop drink.
Who knows sign language. But not only knows sign language, but is hooked up to a machine that can translate the sign language into speech. So the gorilla can talk. It's a talking gorilla.
This is a talking gorilla, Moira. This gorilla is talking.
A big theme of the movie is like communication, like it's a big telecom communication company that's kind of taking over his expedition to bring the gorilla back to the jungle. And then there's the communication of like the sign language.
Ugly woman.
Yes, very, very ugly woman. Now let's get your seatbelt on.
Communication and technology and the environment and modernity versus nature is all at play in this movie.
One of the major themes in the movie is communication, and one of the things that's actually real is this virtual reality glove that we've given to Amy to wear.
Peter, who's played by Dyaln Walsh,
Who the hell? Yeah.
is leading this expedition to Africa to bring his gorilla Amy back. Along with him, he's bringing his assistant, who's played by Grant Hetzlaff.
He's been the go-to sidekick guy
of the 90s.
Science guy in the 90s.
He's in Dante's Peak.
Yep. Another great B movie.
Another volcano movie. He's also a producer with like George Clooney now. He has an Oscar. He has an Oscar for Argo.
Listen, Kobe Bryant's got an Oscar. It doesn't really mean much anymore.
But it's just funny that this side character in this B adventure movie has an Oscar.
This is pure Kafka.
Who's Kafka? Tell me!
The financier of the trip starts out to be Tim Curry.
Herkema Homolka, formerly of Romania, free now of the chains of Ceausescu, traveling the world, doing good.
He needed a language coach, and I bet you they were like, hey, can we give you one? He's like, no, I can do this myself. He's just like, he's Tim Curry, let him go.
Herkema Homolka. Herkema Homolka. You may call me Mr. Homolka.
Tim Curry has his own motivation for going into the Congo, which is to find this lost city of Zinj.
The lost city of Zinj.
Lost city of Zinj.
The city of Zinj.
We get to the first scene of the movie, and you see Bruce Campbell basically lose communication with them, right? And then you have Joe Baker and Dr. Karen Ross are there.
Laura Linney.
Yeah, Laura Linney, who looks a lot like Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
I wonder how that happened. Did we Temple of Doom this, Frank?
I need those diamonds, Dr. Ross!
Are you for real?
His overacting.
He's like overacting, being way too angry. But she makes this promise that if she ever finds out that he doesn't care about his son and she only went for the diamonds or whatever, that he would
make you
be
sorry.
sorry. Yeah.
So.
And of course, we knew just from that line that was going to come back right back.
Yeah. So Tim Curry, he actually doesn't have any money to finance this trip.
Yes.
So Laura Linney's company has to come in and take over and finance it. So they fire, the scientist team, and they bring on all of Laura Linney's guys, which includes Ernie Hudson, who plays Monroe.
Why are they laughing?
They asked who was in charge. I said I was.
What's so funny about that?
I'm black.
But hold on, before we get to flying to Africa, do we really know exactly why Amy has to go back to the jungle?
Right. So he wants to bring Amy back to the jungle because she's painting the jungle. So she's making her room look more like the jungle, which makes him think that she wants to go back to the jungle. And I guess he's just going to let that happen? Because animals like gorillas in captivity, like go crazy or something.
Yeah.
I think that's what he says.
I guess, but scientists even then kind of knew that animals in captivity being let back into the wild was kind of like a death sentence.
That's true. This gorilla was used to like drinking martinis.
She's allowed one, it'll calm her down.
Yes,
and
on planes. And smoking cigarettes.
And smoking weed.
Smoking some weed. Nonchalant. Amy was a G.
Amy, don't inhale.
So we get to Africa, we meet Ernie Hudson, but we also get a great cameo by, what's his name?
Whatever. Be an asshole. Who is this guy?
Joe Pantoliano.
Yeah, who's not in the credits?
No. He's there, and he's basically that guy that's like, okay, I'll get you in, but I gotta get right out.
Yeah, I'm Eddie Ventro. I can get you things. You need a balloon? No, you don't need a balloon. I forget the balloon. Another unaccredited actor who we meet in Africa who really steals the scene when we meet him.
Delroy Lindo shows up and starts taking everybody's money. You
gotta pay me.
More. Does a great job.
He outacts everybody in the room. He tells Tim Curry to stop eating his sesame cake.
Stop eating my sesame cake. Stop eating my sesame cake!
I love it. He staples up the bag of money. And have a nice day.
Okay, it has its moments. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Like every movie has its moments.
Liar, your pants on fire.
Now we have to fly into Africa, or into Central Africa, right? They say that they're in Central Africa, and I'm not sure if is that a country, or are they just like, somewhere in the middle of Africa?
Well, I know the Congo isn't really, it's just the Congo. It's not really like too defined, because it's just too dangerous to be into. So
right, and then there's also the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They didn't give us that explanation in the movie either, so it didn't help.
It was kind of hard to figure out where exactly they were. Yeah. I think that was on purpose, though, because there was a volcano that was erupting.
And then, it's supposed to be like so deep into a place that no one's ever been to in order to find this great lost city.
They literally fly in.
What's going on?
I just watched this movie with like a group of people.
Yeah.
And she just like walks over
and
like
blink.
Kicks the door out, and everyone was like, "What the fuck's she doing?"
They're ridiculously taking flares, and somehow Karen knew how to do this.
Well, she's ex-CIA.
Yeah, well, ex-CIA, that's part of your training standard. You got to take flares and be able to shoot rockets out of the sky with them. She had like a guidebook of exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And that's what felt so scripted about her character, because it was like nothing ever felt like she had to learn something. She just kind of had to.
She was very much a Mary Sue, right?
I try not to use that term.
I mean, she's super good with technology. She knows
so good at everything. She's the best.
They don't really have a plan to land the plane. The plan, I guess, is to just jump out with a gorilla.
Can't risk it. Do you know how to fly this plane? No. Well, the pilot and co-pilot are already gone, so what are you going to do?
Again, Indiana Jones, we're referencing with the pilot stuff, and man, Frank.
There needed to be somebody with a their own vision or style.
They were just trying to hop on to the success of what was happening at the time. Like, they knew Michael Crichton was big. They knew Jurassic Park was big. The second Jurassic Park was on the way only a year later. They tried to push it out faster than they were trying to be creative with it.
I get that feeling too, yeah. But another part of it, I think, is that the environment that they were filming in was like very hard. Like, they actually went to the jungle and did film a lot of the stuff in Costa Rica next to an active volcano.
If you are living in what I call battle conditions, it's not all the comforts of home.
We're not just off the road in the beaten path where the generator and everything can pull up and we can work. We're using a four-wheel drive generator driving in some Jeep roads. Deep in the jungle.
So I can see how, like, the weather or like just the landscape can like really hinder the creative process, and like, let's just get the shot. Like, forget how it looks. Let's just get what we need to get, convey the story, so that we can get back to our studio and finish the rest of the movie.
I want to go home.
They go through this trek through the Congo. You see some of their trials. There's like a flash flood. There's a hippo attack scene, which is great.
An entire herd of hippos was constructed and placed throughout the tank. The main attacker was a 5,000-pound, fully articulated bull hippo.
The hippo is controlled with what we call a telemetry device, which is a device that looks similar to a miniature hippo puppet, which a puppeteer holds in his hand so that his hand movements create the movements of the hippo. There's a simple reason why we don't use real hippos. They'll kill you.
It has, right before it, there's one of my favorite extras. He's like in the boat, just like rowing. He kills it.
Wait, that's it? He just rose?
He just rose.
I totally forgot about that guy.
He rose. He's in the background of like this, like, it must be like a 10-minute scene. And he's always behind Tim Curry, just rowing, just like looking around, like.
Okay.
He's always sneaking into the background of every shot, so he's always getting his little bit of screen time.
I love things like that, so I'm gonna have to watch that part again.
And then they meet like a tribe in the jungle, and they bring a guy back from the dead.
Okay, tribal scene, my like absolute favorite. Like, yeah, that scene was really cool. You got to see an African Congo culture, and I thought that was well done.
Is that a real tribe? Like, is that just like some made up nonsense?
We don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, all right, let's keep going. This is not going well for me.
They finally make it to the lost city of Zinj.
The lost city of Zinj. We found it.
They turn the corner, and there it is.
Can we talk about how it's more of a lost set piece of Zinj?
Yeah, it looks like it's straight out of Legends from the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
I wanted that talking rock person to be like, "Oh, it's your turn."
Yeah, they do this thing where they're looking through the city, and I was thinking like, oh man, they're totally gonna find the Shrine of the Silver Monkey around here.
Lord. And then, the one piece of the city that's actually there besides this wall is this face with that amber eye. And then Amy has like this, like I've never seen. Okay, the animatronics for Amy were pretty decent for the time. I'm not gonna knock the animatronics. I know they went with Stan Winston doing practical effects because they realized that the CGI wasn't there. They thought that they could do the same thing that they did with Jurassic Park, but the problem at that time was, I believe, hair.
Hair, yeah.
Yeah, so
it's a lot easier to do like reptile
skin. Yeah. They even kind of shot it in a way that was prepared for CGI, because you remember CGI was secondary. It was like, okay, we can only fill in 4 seconds of this scene to do this one giant thing because it took us 3 years to render those 4 seconds.
I do appreciate that the gorillas don't show up until probably the last third of the movie. They're hyped up, you're like, where are they gonna come from? How are they gonna enter the picture? And they're very mysterious too.
You can actually see in the movie when the gorillas are coming to attack, they slow down the shutter of the camera. So you just get this weird, like, blurry thing of a great gorilla, and I'm like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, it's pretty lame,
it's
honestly.
Really uncomfortable. If you watch the trailer, it's action movie, you see these gorillas chasing them all the time, but the gorillas don't show up till the end, basically.
There's only like one really major scene where you even get to see a full gorilla of the killer gorillas. They make it to the lost city of Zinj, just like Bruce Campbell, who stays outside. Richard, who ends up staying outside with Claude, ends up getting his heart ripped out? Was that what it was?
I guess.
I always thought that when I was a kid, but actually now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was Claude's head that they threw at them, and then like Richard had a heart attack or something.
No! Richard!
The myth of the killer ape is true.
I can't believe it.
We talked about like the Michael Crichton likes the thrills and the tension and all of that, and I felt that the most in the scene where they're like it's nighttime after
Perimeter.
Yeah, after Richard gets killed.
Groovy.
They're all like, you know, trying to sleep and figure out what to do. We'll get out of here in the morning. Let's just go to bed. And they set up like a perimeter.
With those kick-ass turrets.
Turrets and lasers. Yeah.
So cool.
And the guerrillas attack them and they have to like defend the camp, not knowing like where they are, where they're gonna come from, and it's dark and you can only see the outlines in the jungle and
Well, they had the little aliens.
Oh
like,
yeah, and
screen.
they had like a little tiny screen to be like, oh, are they there? But even that wasn't very clear. I like the mystery of that.
I really wish like Jim Cameron came and directed that part, or like Steve came in and said, "Hey, I got this. Let me just handle this."
Do what I say!
I wish the movie could get remade by Jordan. He just did the last Kong Skull Island movie.
Oh,
Jordan Voight Roberts.
Yeah, he would do a fun because he knew that it was a silly movie when he went into it,
Yeah.
which is why that movie has this fun factor that you're like, oh, I don't think Frank knew that he was trying to be silly.
Is that a monkey?
Yeah, Congo definitely has a fun factor that you needed to discover. I think along the production.
Yeah.
Like, through producing this, you realize like maybe I shouldn't take this movie so seriously. You know, it's about killer gorillas. They wake up in the morning. They try to figure out where to go, so they go further into the city somehow.
Which makes no sense because the
the entrance is right there.
Some city, man.
So they're trying to find. It's like one set. They're trying to make it sound like it's this huge city. But they find the diamond mine, and Tim Curry goes crazy. He starts picking up diamonds.
He goes all Cave of Wonders on it. Touch nothing but the lamp, you know. And he goes and decides to pick everything up, and it slowly starts to get the attention of all the gray gorillas. As a kid, I thought, like, where'd they get these gorillas from?
Yeah, as a kid, I was like blown away by the gorillas. Like, I didn't know how they did it. I didn't think it was a puppet, but I didn't think it was CGI, you know. I honestly thought it might have been a real gorilla when I was a kid.
Those gorillas finally pop up.
They just murder everyone.
Tears them up.
Yeah, including, unfortunately, Gahega.
May he rest in peace.
In pieces. For some reason, the gorillas just decide to bring all of the dead bodies of the people that they killed to the giant diamond.
To the giant diamond. She's like, okay, I gotta get us out of here. Let's MacGyver this like laser machine. Where did that equipment actually come from? Like, was it all in her backpack that didn't seem too full? How did she get? It was like a significant weapon. It was not like a little like taser gun. And she's like, give me a second. She just grabs the thing out of Charles's rotting wrist and then like just starts knocking it, knowing exactly what to do, knowing that specific diamond is specifically in his hand.
It just so happens that the volcano is also erupting at this exact second.
The movie has to happen somehow.
Okay, I understand movies are about convenience. I totally get that, but that's a little bit of a stretch.
John, the volcano erupts because the movie is happening, okay?
It's a little stretch. No,
that volcano did not need to erupt. It would not have erupted had the movie hadn't happened.
Amy showing up, Amy showing up, volcano erupting, I can live with.
All right, but whatever. The point is that we get laser and gorillas, all right? We get Laura Linney shooting gorillas with a laser, all right? What more do you want from a movie?
What the hell is that?
The latest thing in communication!
It's interesting that Laura Linney takes over the main character's role because by the time that the volcano is exploding, our main character, main scientist guy, he really is not doing anything. They gotta shove a gun into his hands to even get him to like shoot one of these gorillas. He doesn't even want to do anything.
Here, Peter, take this.
I don't like guns.
I didn't ask you if you like it. Take it.
He has no true purpose for being there.
Amy's not there. She leaves. She goes and hangs out with the silverback gorillas. And then I guess somehow she knows that they're in danger, so
the volcano starts erupting. So
Right.
she's like, I gotta get back to my fam.
So that's when she goes and grabs her sign language harness.
Which, is that like...
It honestly didn't matter at all.
Okay.
Like, she doesn't communicate to the gorillas in sign language, and she never teaches it to the gorillas.
Yeah, and, well, she grabs it like before she runs in to save what's his face.
Ugly gorillas, ugly, go away.
He knows sign language. He developed this backpack. So like she doesn't need the backpack. Like I think they just did it so that we knew what she was saying. Like give me just subtitles or something. Like she comes in at the nick of time, right when this guy's about to die, and she's like, ah, and I'm like, yeah.
Peter, hug, Amy.
No gorilla fight.
No.
Which is what this movie really needed, a gorilla on gorilla action.
Well, I guess it happened after, when the movie ended, when she went with that silverback. She went the hot silverback, yeah.
She got that silverback.
He was really muscular too, you know. Maybe she's into the big guys. So what can you say?
Handsome fella.
The volcano erupts. Everybody has to run out of this place.
The Cave of Wonders.
They're lasering gorillas to run out of here. Gorillas are jumping in the lava for some reason.
Good-looking lava.
Very good-looking
Great
lava.
looking lava. The lava was wonderful.
They did a brand new technique to make the lava by ILM. Did the lava.
I didn't know that they did a new technique. I want to check that out.
A blue screen miniature of the set was constructed where the lava flow could be shot as a separate element.
The lava recipe that we've been using has been a methosil. It's a clear liquid, and it comes in different thicknesses. You can have it fairly runny to very sludgy like peanut butter. We changed the color to it within the realm of yellow, red, and orange. It looks very much like actual lava.
Additional passes are done on the computer to add heat ripples and burning embers.
They make it out, you know.
They make it out. Laura Linney tells Joe Baker that his son has died.
Did you get the diamond?
Did you get the diamond?
I don't care about my son. Did you get the diamonds?
Do you remember what I told you about, what was it?
Do you remember what I said? That if I found out that if I went here, blah blah blah, Charles.
Charles. Charlie.
Amy.
Charlie.
Kahega.
So Laura Linney blows up the satellite, and they fly away in a balloon. But it's not before we get a very drawn out scene where Peter says goodbye to Amy.
How drawn out, dude? Like,
it was very long. You know, they have like 2 cutaways to like the volcano erupting in the background. It's just a very long, drawn out like goodbye at the end. And then they get in their balloon and fly off. But they had to get in by an airplane that almost got shot down by rockets. They're definitely gonna like get shot down by rockets with this hot air balloon.
Before it's like, where do you think we'll go? Wherever it takes us, or something. Like some silly ending line. Oh my!
They got
Lord.
no money. They got nothing.
They're just in this hot air balloon, and that's Congo.
And that's Congo.
I don't know if you've convinced me. I mean, yes, you've shown me a couple of, you've made me think of a couple times where it was like,
it's a very enjoyable movie, I think.
This is my problem. I really wanted to like it. I wanted it to be scary. I wanted it to be fun, and it did have short, scary, fun moments. But I had to wait till the end of the movie to get there, and then I didn't have a build-up to that.
If this movie could get remade, would you want it to be more like Kong Skull Island, or would you want it to be more like Jurassic Park?
Ah, that's a tough one. Wait, hold on. Not the new Jurassic crap, right?
No, like a classic Spielberg Jurassic Park.
That's tough because, you know, if you do, I think it would work both ways. Like, you could remake it as, like, campy fun, which kind of cool, actually. If you, they should really do that. I would have way more fun with it if they did. But that's only because the original exists. If it didn't exist and we were talking about Michael Crichton's book, then I'd say, let's go full thriller, make this thing scary. You know, make it Aliens, make it Jurassic Park,
Do you think it was like too in the middle? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't campy enough and it wasn't also good
That's
enough?
That's why I couldn't like have it be one of my favorite B movies. Like, because, you know, you either got to go full camp or not, you know. It was trying really hard to be every adventure movie. I give this movie, for me, like if we were going to go from like an A to an F, I'd say like it gets like a solid D+. There was something great in there, it just was missing it. If you really want to see the movie, see it for Tim Curry, just for his ridiculous accent. I think that's it. Tim Curry wins it. Oh, and Ernie Hudson character.
You did good.
I love Congo. It's one of the movies that I grew up with. I watched it a million times. Like this is my VHS, like from growing up with, you know, off of the TV. I got Congo.
Did you take the little tab off so that way no one could ever record over it?
Maybe. Is that what happened? Is that how you do that?
Tab's still on, dude. Take that off, or someone
No
with
one's
a
gonna
VHS.
re-record over that. I think it still holds up in that B movie-ness. It's got some good moments in it. I definitely wouldn't say it's a good movie. I would recommend this movie. I don't know if I'd recommend it to somebody to watch like by themselves. I think that it's great to watch in
Like
a
at a
group.
party.
Like with a group of people at a party or something. Especially with somebody who has seen it before. Me. You should watch it with me. Everyone should come over and watch Congo with me. I'll put it on anytime.
The myth of the killer ape is true.
Congo, where you are the endangered species.
Yeah, you'll either see it like me or you're gonna see it like him.
Yep. Let's get back to folding.
I think we should put this in the dryer.
No, it's good. It's good. Well,
This smells great now, but wet clothes in a pile, they do that thing where they start getting smelly.
No, these aren't wet. These are dry. These are dry. I'm telling you.
Would you wear this and then go outside with it right now in 35-degree temperature?
No, it's wet. It's really wet. I mean, but we're acting like it's dry. That's the gag of the show. Hi, Mike here from Rabbit Hole TV, here with our mascot Pumpkin. Say hello, Pumpkin. Thanks for watching In the Fold. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. And if you really like what you saw, you can check out our Patreon, where we have behind-the-scenes photos and videos and other cool stuff if you want to get more involved with the show. Say hi, Pumpkin.